So welcome to our channel and welcome to Kolkata, the
Thank
city
you.
of joy and city of culture.
Thank
How
you.
does it feel to be here in Kolkata?
Thank you, Ganguly, for your sweet words. And yesterday I came with my family for a sightseeing and for a memorial meeting conducted here at the Mahabodhi Society Center for the in memory of Dr. Ramesh Chandra Mukhopadhyaya, who departed us. Kolkata actually is my second home in a way. I have been visiting Kolkata for several years. The main thing is that my friends, very strong friends of mine, are from Kolkata, including Dr. Ramesh Chandra Mukhopadhyaya, who has departed, and there are many other members of our guild. I am representing the Guild of Indian English Writers, Editors, and Critics, of which I am the secretary. And here from Kolkata itself, there are some 15 patron members, including our president Jaideep Sarangi, who is the principal of New Alipur College. And so this Kolkata is just like my own home, second home, and I have been frequent. I think more than 5 or 6 times I have come over here. And moreover, Bengal and Kerala, there are much similarities between them with regard to the culture, the way of life, and many other factors. Both the states are almost the same. So I could get many things from these people, cultural exchanges, particularly from Dr. Ramesh Chandra Mukhopadhyaya and his friends here. Then coming to my writing, actually I started writing very late in my life. It was only at the age of 48 I started writing poetry. I was part of a college. I was an associate professor of English in Newman College, Thodupuzha, Kerala. And at the age of 48, I started writing. It started, my first poem is an elegy on one of my colleagues who drowned in a river. And the second day, next day itself, our very beloved Chief Minister, E.K. Nayanar, he died. He was one of the most favorite of Kerala people. So I wrote 2 elegies on it. So that is the very beginning of my poetry. Then so far I have written one after another. There are more than 7 or 8 collections of poetry. Then my own poetry books have been translated into different languages like Hindi, Malayalam, Bengali,
Also in French,
Gujarati.
also international language like French.
Yeah, all translated by scholars and writers that way. Then
One of the things about your writing, you have written a lot about the marginalized people, the women especially, the weaker section. If you could talk about that.
True. I am writing with a purpose. Actually, poetry is a spontaneous overflow of emotion, but that emotion for me is an emotion of the marginalized people around me. I am writing about the burning issues. I am not. I don't want to stay in an utopian world and write something about an ideal society or something like that. I am talking about the real world, the burning issues of the world, particularly those poor people, downtrodden people, marginalized people, and in almost all my poetry and short stories, I am dealing with such themes. Of course, there is philosophical ideas also. I am not a believer in any religion, even though I am born a Christian. I don't follow Christianity or any
So
other
many
religion.
of your writing has been influenced by Jainism, Hinduism, and Buddhism.
Really. Being a born Indian, I am naturally rooted in Indian culture, Indian epics, and Indian writings and so on. Mahabharata, Ramayana, they are really the world classics. So much they have influenced me. Then Buddhism, and I think among the spiritual leaders, I find Sri Buddha as the best one, the one who is born on earth, the best spiritual man is Sri Buddha. Jesus Christ and others come only after that only. So, to some extent, I'm not a Buddhist. I don't say I can't follow that Buddhist rules and so on. But that Buddhist idea of ahimsa and non-violence, that I am trying to follow maximum, and that way whenever a neighbor or a society around me they are bleeding, it bleeds my heart also. Now the war is going on between Israel and Palestine. I can tolerate whenever I see these innocent women and the children being bombed and killed. So they have done nothing. They are not the culprits. Only those people who have done those culprits are not punished. These innocent people are punished. So the world has become like that. So these are all the things which is agitating me, and I am writing on them. So I write on war and peace, and I write on environmental issues. How this environment, nature is being destroyed by human beings. I have written so much about it through the poems as well as my short stories.
Sir, one of your favorite poem is Write, My Son, Write.
Hmm.
What was the inspiration behind writing it, and how? Why is it special for you?
Actually, that poem, Writes My Son Write, it is an enlightenment, I say. It is something which God told me to write. The way of the very title, Writes and Write, is God is telling me to write something and to tell the world. So this is what is required here. This is what you should not do against nature and other human beings and so on. So this is the thing you have to follow. So I started writing, and it came, it is very simple verses, very simple lines. It went into some 21 sections. And when Dr. Ramesh Chandra Mukhopadhyay saw that poem, he was amazed at it. He said, "This is a masterpiece." So I will write an explication of it, and he started writing explication, and that was published from America. So it is actually the relationship between nature, God and man, that is there. At the same time, God is telling how you are polluting this nature, how you are going against the rules of nature, environment. And look at the other beings and nature itself. You are going against it. You are going against the flow, flowing against the flow and rhythm of nature. So this is going to be detrimental not only to human beings, to the entire planet itself. So that kind of message was there. It is something divine, I say, not deliberately planned or written anything. But many other poems, I had a purpose in writing. Then I thought about it. Then wrote those poems and short stories. This is just unlike that.
Sir, you have been very inspired by Jayanta Mahapatra. If you could talk about how he has influenced you and other writers who have influenced you in your writing.
Jayanta Mahapatra actually, he is so very simple, just like Ramesh Chandra Mukhopadhyay. Among the Indian writers, particularly Indian English writers, I had never seen so humble and simple a person. He has been with me at Pondicherry Central University when we collaborated with Pondicherry University for an international conference. He was the chief guest. He was with us for 2-3 days. And he was also just like an elder brother to me, and his writings on the Odisha, on nature, and on women and the marginalized, these all things influenced me also in my writing. So he was writing more on Odisha and Odisha people, their problems and so on. Similarly, I am also writing more on Kerala people, Kerala people's problems, Kerala local environment. So that way, I had a lot of influence from him.
So my last question to you: a lot of youngsters are watching this, especially the young writers. What advice you want to give them?
I ask them to write more on real burning issues of the world. So the thing is that they don't read much. They are after the social media, they are influenced by social media, particularly violence and other things. They are being influenced by it. I ask them to read more and more value-based literature, and they have to write such a value-based poetry or short story, and that way. That is what is required. That is my advice to them.